So welcome to my first video. It's kind of crazy to think that I would want to start a YouTube channel, and I've had one before. We've posted videos and of my sons doing things and stuff like that, but I'm a busy person, and I just don't feel like I have time, but I feel like it's a duty to share some of the things that I've learned over the course of my years on this planet. So I do so many different things. I garden, I farm, I blacksmith, I have a sawmill, we have property we do things on. I'm in education, so I'm a 10-month employee, and I feel like I need to connect with like-minded people. I don't have a lot of time to hang out at parties and go to events and stuff like that. So, and I find myself connecting with people on YouTube, like-minded people, and I feel like I have a lot to offer here. I didn't grow up in a white-collar family. I'm blue-collar, 100% true, and now I'm teaching high school kids, and I feel like it's my duty to share some of the knowledge that I've learned over the years. And maybe you can learn something from my channel, maybe not. Maybe I can learn. I'm definitely going to learn stuff from the viewers and the comments and stuff like that. And put myself out there is something I normally never really have done. My sons were in drama in high school and stuff like that, and I encouraged it because it's something that I felt like was never accepted in my family, but it's something I always wanted to do. So putting myself out there on YouTube is a big step for me, but I feel like I do a lot of things that I watch on YouTube, and I feel like I have ideas and things that I do differently than some people to offer, and maybe help some of you people out there that want to start a garden or buy a sawmill, or maybe get some cattle, or any other kind of farm animals, and tips and tricks and how to live out in the country, which is obviously totally different than city living. So well, here it is, and I'm going to start off this morning by maybe giving you guys a little garden tour. And this is kind of new to me too. I've always had a garden, but I worked construction for a lot of years, and I never had time during the summer to really maintain a garden. And last year I've been teaching for going on 6 years now. So and every year my garden's gotten bigger and bigger and more successful, and because I was able to put the time in and the effort. And last year I went bonkers crazy, and my garden's like I believe it's like 24 by 110, and I got some spewing out the other side, and I got a big pumpkin patch up on the hill, and at some point you guys will be able to see that. But I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of a tour. I did buy a plastic mulcher off a lady over the next state over, which isn't that far. It's only like 20 minutes or so. And she's an organic gardener, and over there where she lives, in order to grow organically, you cannot have a solid crop cover like plastic film, like plastic mulch. So I bought it off of her, and I learned, taught myself how to use it. Bought a drip irrigation system, which I'm learning, which, oh my gosh, I can't even believe how much goes into that, with the fertilizing, and try to stay organically and stuff like that. There's a lot of options out there if you don't want to be organic, but if you want to stay somewhat organic, and not put all that harsh stuff in your soil, your options are a little bit more limited and a little bit more challenging. But I'll give you guys, please pardon the road noise. I live next to a pretty major road here, and it gets noisy this time of day. I kind of chose a bad time to do my first video, but I finally got the courage up to actually talk to a camera, which is really weird. And by the way, I hate the sound of my voice, and if you've ever heard, if you're a hater too, drop it in the comments. I I can't stand my own voice. If you don't like your own voice, let me know. Maybe it's not just me, but I don't think it is, because I do have a buddy that's a successful YouTuber, and he doesn't like his own voice either. He said it's really weird. Not that he doesn't like it, it's just really weird, which it's kind of the same thing with me. So, you know, and it's funny, I'm in education, right? And I can stand up in front of 20 some odd students and talk for an hour on end, and it doesn't bother me one bit. It did at first a little bit. I got over it, and but it was so hard to make this video. Like, I'm not a big person to accept hateful comments, and I think that's something I need to work on, which is okay. And you're gonna get them on YouTube, right? So you put content out there, and you're gonna have people like, oh my God, that's you know, so nice what you're doing, or that's so awesome. Then you're gonna have people like, you're doing it totally wrong, and you're an idiot. Well, okay, I'm an idiot. But anyways, here's my garden. All right, I had to stop the video and figure out how to flip the camera around during the video. But anyways, this is my overflow here. I have some basil I put in there. We make our own tomato sauce. I'm gonna have a video on that. But I've always, you know, by the time the tomatoes come on where we are, I always have trouble finding a lot of fresh basil to make my sauce. So I said, well, I'm gonna start a bunch of basil, and we've already had basil go to seed, and we just started some more. Hopefully they'll be nice and healthy by the time we make our sauce. This is where I just put lettuce and stuff like that. I've been harvesting it. It's about going by, but that's okay. I might put some more cucumbers in there. Just a little pea trellis we got going on here. We got some nice little peas coming on. And here is like the hide and seek champion of the world playground. I trellis mine. I don't know if that's the right way or the wrong way. I've been doing it successfully for a few years like this. This is a variety I got from Baker Creek Seeds, and it's an heirloom type cucumber. You see a couple hiding down in there. I had a little bit of a problem with some bugs earlier this year, but I mixed up some neem oil and stuff like that. And over here I do have another overflow outside of my my fenced-in garden. Up through there I have some more basil, some different squashes. I got watermelon, cantaloupe, some yellow zucchini and stuff like that. And then drip irrigation does go up through there. So over here is the main part of the garden. Like I said, it's pretty long. It's like 110 feet long. I saw these posts out so I could do the Florida weave. These are all basically up through here, about halfway up are all just regular beefsteak tomatoes. Over here we have some yellow squash, and I did put in a bunch of peppers. I had no idea what they were, but I grew them from seed, and we'll see what they are. They're nice and healthy plants. We'll see what they are. They're like a little snacking pepper. Supposedly you pickle them. You can find out more about that. There's a nice tomato hanging out there. So yeah, this is a labor of love. I have a bunch of cherry tomatoes coming up through. I've been picking them as I eat them. And here we have some. I did grow a lot of heirloom tomatoes. Some Kellogg breakfast tomatoes, yellow, Lillian yellows, and Cherokee chocolates. Over here I have a couple different ones I'm going to save the seeds from. That's a Cherokee purple, which I was really excited about are these right here. These are the green zebras. I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit. Those things are so cool. Really neat. Really neat. A couple other different ones. I don't even remember all what I put in there, but I just wanted them for the seed, so next year I can grow some different ones. Some more cucumbers. They're yellowing a little bit. I had some in the plastic mulch. It dips down a little bit, holds a little bit of water. These are all Lillian yellows. Got some really nice clusters of tomatoes going on here. Some real nice Lillian yellows coming on. I'm struggling with my plants wilting a little bit this year. I don't know what it is. These are absolutely stunning plants. I almost want to grow these next year just for the plants themselves. They have these really beautiful flowers on them. And I'm not a big zucchini person, but I do have a farm stand and they do sell very well on the farm stand. Got some rainbow Swiss chard. We've been picking the outside leaves, eating that. My boys love it fried up. A little bit of butter, vinegar, salt, pepper, with some zucchini. I do cut the bottoms of my plants off. That one there had a little bit of yellowing on the leaves, so I kind of went a little extra on that one. But I keep reading that you have to have airflow under your plants, so that's why I do it. Ooh, we got a zucchini almost ready to pick right here. Show you that. Almost ready. Too big and people seem to not want them, but too small either. So it's almost perfect, actually. This whole row here is all paste tomatoes for making sauce and stuff. And I did buy a machine last year from Italy. I don't remember the exact name of it, but man, what a game changer that is. I'm gonna have a video on that for sure. So this is where my garlic was harvested. I just put in beets and carrots. This one whole row right here is gonna be carrots, hopefully. It says in my area, October 3rd is gonna be the harvest date, right around there, which is good for my area because usually we don't receive our first frost until around Halloween. Oh, these are all Romas. These are all an heirloom Romas that I bought. They seem to be fruiting up very, very good. I do have some that are kind of glittery. You see it. The yellow leaves. I guess got to figure that out. It might be my inconsistent watering. I don't have a great well, so I've been watering off of IBC totes with a generator and a pump. Oh yeah, my corn. This is blue popcorn, supposedly. We'll see if we get anything out of it. But my first time ever growing corn. Hopefully we get some popcorn out of the deal. If not, no big deal. The packet of seeds was like $4, so just an experiment for me. And these are all some more of those peppers, bullnose peppers, and then I got my Ozark Giants red roasting peppers, and there is some chili peppers down here too. But yeah, these are all Roman. These are actually these are pink fangs. They grow long and they have like a pinkish flesh to them. Very, very dense tomato. Supposedly a really good sauce tomato. Also an heirloom. What else we got here? Oh, these are those chili peppers. I got these at a seed exchange. If you didn't know this or not, a lot of your libraries will have a free seed exchange where you can drop seeds off to give to people, or you can go pick up seeds and see what they have. I always go there to check and see if there's anything odd. These were supposed to be purple beauty peppers. These are not purple beauty peppers. These are some kind of a chili pepper. I thought they were like a yellow snacking pepper. I ate one yesterday. It's hot, no doubt. I'm glad my wife or my kids like the little sweet peppers, so I'm glad they didn't grab one out of the garden and thought they were going to get a nice sweet treat. It was a hot treat for sure. Yeah, so this is my garden. This is what I do during the summertime when I'm not in class. Besides, we have my dad and I, we have beef cows, and we go farming and put a lot of hay in for the cows and just homesteading basically. And so this is just a little part of my day every day. I come down here and I go through and I try to see what I can pick. I do have some tomatoes and stuff I have to pick. Maybe in the future I will have the camera and the microphone set up so I can bring you guys on with me to pick this stuff. But right now with the road noise and stuff like that, I want to put you through the torture of bad audio. And I know from watching YouTube all the time, that's pretty annoying thing. So I will get the right gear. We will do this right. I do promise that I will try to make more videos and, you know, hopefully grow this channel to where we can help people figure out their own homesteading, and maybe I can learn some stuff from you. So this is it. This is my garden 2026. Next year it's going to extend all the way up to that white box up there. Actually, I have plans on getting pigs in another month or so I can feed the produce from my garden to the pigs that goes bad, and we'll eat the pigs, and we'll have a spot to expand our garden next year. So cheers, thanks.